Who wants to be a millionaire? Hey everyone, welcome back to week 4 of Levi's Guide to Building a $1 Million Portfolio. Before we get to this week's task, I have a short story to tell you. I got a call from my mom Thursday morning, and she completely shocked me. She said simply, Chemtrade is trading at 1737, which is under their 50 and their 200-day moving average, and I think I'm going to buy 55 shares. I said, great, buy them. So she logged on to her online trading account, she made the purchase, and she carried on with her day. By Friday's close, Chemtrade shares were trading at $18.07. Her $900 investment had already made $36 in principal, and more importantly, she had increased her projected dividend income by $5.50 a month that will continue for the rest of her life. Now, this was a textbook example of how to time the market and increase your profits. This is by no means something that I'm encouraging you guys to do, but I was certainly never expecting my mom to do it either. So proud of her. In fact, this 12-week program was designed after the steps we took from analyzing her retirement portfolio just 6 months ago. The small changes we made have had an obviously profound effect. So let's get on to this week's task. Today, you will determine how long it will be until you have a $1 million portfolio based on the amount that you have now. Let's take a look at this chart that shows how a portfolio grows based on a monthly contribution of $200 and an average annual rate of return of investment of 7%. If you use your 2016 investment value from last week's spreadsheet, you can find the corresponding line on this year's chart and see how many years you have until you'll have 1 million. Let's look at an example. If as of December 31st, 2016, you have $100,000, then you are approximately 30 years from 1 million. Don't worry if you feel like you're way behind. Once the investments are set up in a sustainable, predictable way, the compounding returns will really start to add up years from now anyways. What you should take away from this now is not how far you have to go, but rather concentrate on what to do in the coming months that will help shape your distant future. Now this is ballpark, but I want to be more specific. Let's figure out how to do it a more personal assessment of your current financial situation. I will provide a link in the description for both an Excel and numbers downloadable versions of a similar chart in which you can enter the year that you were born and your expected annual rate of return on investment. Then, copy and paste the values from last week's summary page into the corresponding yearly values. Now the yellow cells have values in them, but in this case you will be pasting over the market dollar values in the years that have already passed. Don't worry if you didn't start investing until later in life. This chart can show investments starting any year. It will tell you what year and your age when your portfolio hits the $1 million value. If you're not hitting the million mark, don't be discouraged. You will have to adjust how much you contribute in the coming years to achieve that value. Play around with the numbers to see where you are and where you're heading. Remember, you can't affect the past, but by watching these videos, I hope you can start making smarter choices in the future. If you're enjoying this channel, please let me know by giving it a thumbs up and sharing with your friends and family. Let's get rich together.